So, when I started this, I was thinking, what would make the theme of Easter better? Because right now, on its own, the basic theme of Easter, the chickens, eggs, bunnies, it doesn't quite have the same emotion as Halloween or Christmas. I don't feel emotionally moved about thinking of a bunny in a pastel field. It feels kind of childish, really, which is unfortunate because, it's a holiday. It's meant to be a fun, interesting thing. And also, fun fact about Easter, the original holiday of Easter, what it came from, was originally Ostara, which was like a festival of springtime. That's actually where the whole bunny and chicken and egg element come from. It also seems like it had something to do with a goddess, which may have owned a rabbit that laid eggs. All this stuff is very vague and hard to follow. There's a lot of different parts to it. There's a lot of words that sound similar to Ostra or Austria or Easter, and they all kind of mean different things. So it's really hard to figure out how Easter began and what it originated from. And then, of course, there's also the whole religious part, which it's kind of confusing. Like, was Ostra made from some religious thing? Was it its own unique thing and then added on? Were they combined? There's kind of a lot of different ways that it could have started, but now Easter is really just a big, complicated mess of a lot of different parts. So now I just kind of figure, what would just make Easter a fun holiday? Forget everything that came before it. What would make it a good holiday now? How could I turn Easter into some sort of holiday that creates a really unique and interesting emotion? Well, I figured at first I needed to find what sort of emotion I was trying to turn Easter into in the first place. And I figured, considering the egg hunting part is a big factor of Easter, I figured I should try to expand on that. Make the entire theme of Easter about the hunt. The question is, what sort of feeling is that really? What is the appeal of looking for eggs in the first place? Well, I think the fun of looking for eggs is actually the same sort of feeling you get when you look for, like, aliens. It's the same reason why people like looking for Bigfoot. There's like an enjoyment when you're searching for something that might not actually be there. And so then I thought, like, what if Easter eggs were like one of those unsolved mysteries? Like, what if Easter was a time when eggs just started appearing around the place? Maybe there are theories and rumors about how they appear. And, actually, maybe that's what an egg hunter is. There's someone who tries to figure out this mystery. Just like how people will look for aliens or try to find signs of Bigfoot. But then, another connection I thought of that fits perfectly is Easter Island. And not just because Easter Island has the name Easter in it, but mainly because Easter Island has those moai, which are a fantastic example of something that is old and mysterious and people don't really know the origin of. And, thinking along the same sort of lines as that, Stonehenge is another thing that could also fit well with Easter. And I mean, if you just think about Easter this way, as not being a holiday about pastel bunnies and chicks, but actually being a holiday about old ancient mysteries, then that opens up a flood of new possibilities. I mean, think of all the mysterious things out there. There's a ton. Also, another thing, really like the idea of on Easter, you get little moai statues and you put them outside. I came up with that idea last year, but I don't know, I really want to do that. Just get a bunch of mini moai statues. You could like dress them up in something, line them up outside your driveway. I don't know, it's a fun idea. And I mean, as it is, there really aren't many things you can do for Easter. So I think any sort of little activity like that really can expand Easter as a holiday. But another thing I also played around with adding to Easter were aliens. Because I really feel like aliens, even though it might sound a bit weird at first, Easter and aliens, I feel like they actually go together pretty well. I just think the idea that aliens are somehow involved with the placement of Easter eggs is an interesting idea. You know, another direction you also might be able to take Easter, although I haven't really thought about this, would be like a detective. I mean, detectives are all about finding things, so maybe there could be some sort of detective, noir, black and white egg finding theme. Like you mix together Sherlock Holmes with Easter. Not really sure how you do that, but there might be a connection there. You could also take the hunt part of egg hunting in a more wild direction, like hunt closer to how you hunt for animals. You're out in the wild, you got a whole bunch of different gear on you. Maybe you have egg traps or an egg catching net, maybe even like egg detection gadgets. Actually, hold on. Now I'm thinking of something else. Another thing that also fits with this mystery element. You know how, like, people who go ghost hunting have all those different gadgets on them? What if what if they have things like that for eggs? Like a little radar thing that beeps when an egg is near. Or like an egg vacuum they use to suck up a lot of eggs at once. You know, ghost hunting equipment, but for Easter. Now I'm like imagining one of those cheesy ghost hunting shows, except it's all about Easter. It's about people like going out in the night looking for eggs, and like they're trying to edit it to make it seem all creepy and spooky. But I mean, it's about eggs, so it's not that creepy. I don't know all the different gadgets they use, like in those ghost hunting shows, or what people think apparently is a good tool to find ghosts. But whatever they are, I bet you can make like a fun egg variant of it. Like just every ghost hunting tool, except it's all egg themed. The yolk finder, the eggshell detector. I don't know. I bet there's a lot of fun stuff you could do. And you know, I don't know how far you should really take the idea of eggs just suddenly appearing somewhere. Like at first I was kind of thinking they just appear outside. Like you're just walking when you spot an egg under a bush, or you see one sitting on top of a tree stump. But they could really appear anywhere. Like you wake up and there's an egg under the covers with you, or you open the fridge and there's just an Easter egg in there. It could really add to the mysterious element of it if they could literally appear absolutely anywhere, anytime. You know, I don't think that's something that people really think about too much when it comes to Easter. The consequences of there being eggs everywhere. I mean, this could really start causing some problems. Eggs in the road could cause accidents, they could clog pipes, they could clog chimneys. How do you get an egg if it's on top of your chimney? Like, you have to climb up there. This could really be a big situation. Like, Easter could be the time of year that everyone dreads because it's like the eggs are coming. Maybe there needs to be some sort of egg safety group. Just like how there are policemen and firemen, there could be like egg men who go and try to help out people with eggs or something. I don't know. It could cause a lot of things to have to exist in order to deal with these eggs. But I think I'm gonna stop with all this egg thinking for now, because something that I need to make now is a good, mysterious theme to fit with this new idea of Easter. So let me know what you think of it. Another thing I also made alongside this is an Easter ambience and a UFO ambience. Kind of just relaxing, fun things you can put on the background. Both of those things, plus the song I just made, can be found on my other channel, Kickbox Music. They're also under Creative Commons, so you can download them and use them as well. So, those are all my ideas for how Easter would work in general. Now it's time to work on the characters.